Streaming live from Los Angeles and worldwide, The Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com. The Three Guys Rant starts now. Streaming live from Los Angeles.
All right, apparently now we're live.
Now we're live.
After 3 years, you think I'd know when the hell we're live. But all right, today is election day.
It is?
It is election day. At least there's a lot of people running around looking very excited, very agitated. And we happen to be at Cerritos College here in the, which I call UCLA 2.
Right.
University of Cerritos left on Alondra. And with us we have...
Daniel Gomez.
Is it on? Did we turn them on?
I don't know. Let me see.
That sounds like us. We probably wouldn't turn it on.
we probably didn't turn it on. Hold on. But we're here in... no, it is on.
It is on.
Stand closer over here just to see if this is the distance. Okay, while Alan is working on the technical difficulty, we're here in Cerritos College. We kind of feel bad when you look at the news. It's election day, and not a lot of places in the country are enjoying 80-degree plus weather today.
I don't want to be enjoying 80-degree plus weather. This is disgusting. We're in November.
This is too hot.
This is great, man.
No, it's not.
You're sick.
Walking around, the sun, shorts.
You know what? That's probably because you're comparing it to your
I know, he's from a third world country. Thank you.
Man.
Daniel, you live yet?
I am.
There you go. All right.
Prop 30, Mr. G. Woo.
So now we've got Daniel
Gomez
with us from here in Cerritos. Tell us, what is G? What are all these people walking around with these signs for?
Well, Metro G is one of the tax initiatives on the ballot. We're also promoting Prop 30. Metro G is basically a tax initiative who's going to tax the people of the district Cerritos College, the Southgate, the Downey, Cerritos, Norwalk, La Mirada, La Habra, Lakewood, some parts of Long Beach, that area. The homeowners of that area are going to get taxed something close to $1.90 per year extra.
Taxed on what?
On their houses.
The property tax.
The property tax, sorry. Property tax to help renovate the school. The schools, some of the buildings at school are over 50 years old, and they're outdated, quite frankly. And we need to be able to compete with the rest of the schools to be able to provide adequate education so they can go transfer to the Cal States who have brand new buildings, who have updated buildings. One of the benefits from renovating these buildings is, A, we won't have many holes in our roofs anymore because it costs about $1 million to fix a roof here on campus. And we're gonna embed Wi-Fi into the buildings. That way you could bring your laptop or your iPad or your tablet and you could watch the PowerPoint presentation as your teacher's lecturing instead of trying to just frantically take down all the notes.
Okay. So you're saying the school's that far behind the times right now?
We're struggling. That's going to be a lot of schools around here.
So I mean, obviously, Prop G or Measure G is very important here. We're in Cerritos College in California. There's people that are going to be hearing this across the nation, and I'm sure a lot of school districts, a lot of college districts across the entire nation are hurting as well.
Okay, now I got a question. Again, I'm all for it. You know, I'm with you. $1.75 on my property taxes, whatever. No big deal. But I guess the question would be, though, why wouldn't they set a measure, do you know, that would go for something closer to $100 a year or something to make a difference? Because it almost seems like they're setting themselves up to fail for a measure like this. Why would it be such a small amount?
Well, really what we're asking, the bill itself is asking for $310 million. Okay, and we want to tax people as little as possible. Obviously, I wasn't the author of the bill. Obviously.
No, I understand that.
But basically, we want to ask the people of the district who they send their kids to this school, and even some outside of the district come to this school. Cerritos wants to be able to provide them level education with the rest of the community colleges in the area, and be able to compete as we do already with the Cal States with their undergrad program.
Now, what do you see to a lot of these colleges? I mean, people are saying, okay, why not just raise the tuition? I mean, why aren't the students paying for their own college? In any other entity, that's the way it would go. Why is it all about tax dollars?
Well, the beauty of this Measure G is it would only go to the building of the school. It wouldn't go to anything else. That's what we're getting. That's what we got with the brand new buildings.
So it's pretty much for maintenance of the facilities.
Yes, absolutely. To maintain.
So you're still paying for your curriculum.
Yes.
So you still everything else is funded through you to the student.
Yes.
It's just the buildings.
And as a matter of fact, tuition went up this year to $46 a unit. And if Prop 30, which is also something else we're promoting, if that doesn't pass, we're looking at $56 a unit. So we're looking at over $50 a unit for a class. And most classes here are about 3 units. And then on top of that, what's really going to hit us hard is that the money that's supposed to be coming in from the state won't be coming in. We're looking at $6 billion in cuts if Prop 30 doesn't pass.
Now, Prop 30 is essentially an additional tax.
Yes.
How big of a tax is it?
Okay, the only people who are getting taxed are the single households who make $250,000 and the joint households who make $500,000 or more. So how Governor Jerry Brown says is that just the top 1% is going to be helped to pay to fund the schools, not just Cerritos College, but K through 12, Cal States, and UCs, any state-funded school.
Interesting.
You know, it's amazing, but I didn't know. I obviously learned doing some research for this election season. The community college system in California is the biggest higher education system in the country.
Here in California?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I wasn't aware of that either.
Yeah. So I mean, it is a huge district. There's a lot of campuses, a lot of students. That is basically their stepping stone into the 4-year universities.
And sometimes their second chance. Right. I mean, I got laid off from my job a year ago, and I was able to come back to school. You know, fortunately for me, I'm 25, so I can qualify for financial aid. Whereas before, I couldn't qualify for financial aid.
Because you were still living at home.
I was not living at home anymore.
You were not. I just heard that this morning. I didn't realize that if you're under 25, you're still considered a dependent.
Yes.
So they won't let you qualify for financial aid to come back to college. Yeah. That's another ridiculous system.
Now, but is that okay? Is there a stop? I mean, let's say when you turn 26 or whatever, can you still qualify for financial aid?
You can qualify for financial aid for 6 years.
Okay, so as long as you're under 25 when you apply for the next 6 years, you could be covered.
You can qualify however, and there's a lot of different ways you can qualify. But that's not really what I'm here to talk about. But if you emancipate your parents at 16 or 17 years old, you're not dependent anymore, obviously.
Right.
If you have a child, you're a veteran, anything like that, you're not considered dependent anymore. But what we're trying to do is Prop 30. Prop 30 Measure D are the ones we're trying to promote. The thing with Prop 30 is it's going to tax people who afford to be taxed. You know, it's only for 7 years. And what we're trying to do is a proposition that's on the ballot is Prop 38, who will only fund K through 12. And the problem is, people who are going to get taxed are anyone who makes $7,300 a year. That's most people. That's a lot of people who have a job. They're going to be getting taxed for 14 years, whereas
do you know the percentages? I know on Prop 30, you know what they're talking about as far as the taxes going
Prop
up?
30
It says here about 1/4%.
Yes, 1/4%
for people making over 250 and 500. So I mean, to me, that doesn't seem excessive. But I mean, who knows?
It does seem excessive considering it's going to be funding the schools that most Californians go to. You know, with the addition of private schools, and if you want to go out of state and pay those fees, then I tell people you're more happy to do that, but you're looking to pay more money. Unless you want to stick around, go to a Cal State, go to a UC's, and get help. You know, you don't have to go pay crazy out-of-state fees or just crazy tuition at a private school.
What are you hearing here on campus? What's the consensus? Is everybody voting for it? There's no, because I don't see any opposition signs at all anywhere on campus.
Oh, you're not going to find any oppositions on this.
They're going to get jumped, man.
Yeah, it would not be a good look for you. If you say no to Prop 30, and if you say yes to Prop 38, we're trying to tell people and inform them that 30 and 38 are in direct competition right now. If 38 passes with 50% of the votes, and 30 passes with 50% of the votes, whoever has the biggest percentage of the votes, that passes. 30 and 38 cannot both pass.
Oh, okay, so one of them has to go down.
One of them has to go down. And so that's what we're trying to tell the students. And this is happening at this community college. It's happening at all the Cal States in the state. It's happening at all the UCs in the state. Rallies kind of like this are happening all over California at their different schools and universities because we need the money. I mean, the fact that tuition might go up $50 a unit, more than $50, it's ridiculous. There was originally when community colleges were established in California, it was called the California Master Plan, and essentially it would provide free education to those people who couldn't afford to go to community college, to universities. So if Prop 30 doesn't pass, essentially what's going to happen is we're going to do the reverse. we're going to be charging these students extra money. And where the ideal was, we shouldn't be charging them any money because they need the education. But this is back in the 1950s, 1960s.
Right.
Well, public education, higher education in California used to be free.
Yeah.
You just had to have the grades and qualify and be admitted into the university of whatever you applied. But that changed thanks to that Republican idol. Anybody can guess?
I'm going to leave it alone because I know where you're going with this one.
Ronald Reagan. So.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Ronald Reagan, everything got screwed up after Ronald Reagan.
Absolutely. But again, we're not here. This is our views. It's not our guest views.
I mean, people have to know what's up.
Right.
And I mean, like the fact that we have to pay for education, and you have professors on campus that will tell you back when they went to school, they didn't pay a dime for their education.
Right.
Sometimes they would get money to be going to school.
You just had to have the smarts and the desire to go to higher education and and do good.
And so that's all we're trying to do at Cerritos College. We're trying to promote Prop 30. We're not trying to tell people how to vote. We're actually not allowed to do that. All we can do is inform them, and hopefully when they get to the polls, make the right informed decision.
Now I got a question. I haven't seen a whole lot of students with the I Vote stickers. I mean, so what kind of a turnout do you expect from the student body here?
Well, classes and clubs start getting out at about 12:30. So we're hoping for more of an influx of students. The problem is there's so many events that happen, or people that come that are not involved in Cerritos College that come to campus and try to get students to be involved in what they're doing. A lot of students don't know the difference. And so we're trying to get spread out the students with the Measure G signs, because we don't have Prop 30 signs because we didn't have enough money to contribute to the campaign, and just spread them out, try to entice them to come over here, get free prize. We're giving out ScanTrust and USB drives. I mean, once they hear that, most of them have their eyes get super big because they need free stuff too.
Nice. Okay.
But we're hoping for a big turnout. We have about 25,000 people who are on campus, including night students, and we did an event yesterday for the night students.
Now I got a question for you, because I know we've got a lot of friends on both sides of the aisle here. Okay, if it did go to $50 a unit, what would an average year cost for a full-time student?
Okay, well, right now as it stands, $46 a unit, and I say that's average because it depends full-time or part-time, obviously. You're looking at $500 a semester, not including books.
How many semesters are there?
Semesters, there's 2 semesters in the school year, so you're looking at $1,000 per school year.
Okay. How much are books?
Books can vary from anywhere from, for all the 12-unit class, if you have 12 units, they can range from $100 to $500. I pay $280 for my anatomy book.
So I mean, again, but that's what I'm saying.
That could be per book.
Are we talking about what, $1,500 a year then for tuition and books?
I think it could be higher than that.
A little higher than that.
Yeah.
How much higher?
You're looking at maybe like a few $100. Maybe I'm thinking for tuition it'll be about $1,200. Because again, some students take 18 units here because they want to get in and get out of here.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I'm saying average.
If you're going full time, what is it? You got to carry what? 12 units.
So that's what I'm saying.
So at $56,
$600.
That's $600.
How much is a unit now?
$1,200 a year.
46. It will go to 56.
So it's gone up since I've gone to school.
Yeah. So you're looking at $1,200 for tuition, and I would say another $400 to $500 for books.
Yeah.
All right, so you're at, again, so let's call it 2,000.
Right.
Let's round up high. Let's call it 2,000. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. I mean, one of the things that I know is a challenge for some of these measures, what do you say to people who say $2,000 is nothing? It's $40 a week.
It's easy to say that if you're employed.
Not necessarily, because I'm asking about student loans, and I'm just saying because I know people who I was at a dinner the other night, and I heard both sides of the issues, and one of the things is people who send their kids to private school. I mean, I met a guy the other day, he's working, typical job, not making a killing, but he wanted his kids to have a better chance, so he's got them in a moderate private school. For 2 kids, he's paying $750 a month. So, he's paying $8,000 a year for his kids to have a better shot at the future. So
community college.
No. This is private school.
Okay.
Because he's unhappy with the public education system. And I asked him, he says that's why he struggles with these kind of measures. So I'm just asking if you have an opinion of, what do you say to somebody like that who's already who's stretching their budgets to the limit to try to give their kids a head start, and they can't afford it either. I mean, it's not an easy thing for them, but they're putting out $9,000, $8,000 a year to get their kids ready. But yet, these G measures are saying that they're going to end up out of an educational system for $2,000 a year when a private college runs $14,000 to $20,000 a year. So I'm saying, what would you say to somebody like that?
Oh, that's a tough call, because I'm not in a position to tell people what to do, especially.
No, I understand that, but I mean,
it's your opinion.
Because they have a choice. But for me personally, I know how much private schools cost. They're very expensive schools to go to. So I can get the same education for the undergrad program, the general education and some of the core requirements that we had to transfer, and it's going to cost me, even then, $2,000 a year. At $6,000, you're looking at a difference. That's $6,000 that I don't make. So it's genuinely more cheaper for me to come to Cerritos College or to any community college, because I can still get the transfer units to transfer to that private school, but I have to pay those $8,000 a semester, correct? Not a year, a semester, correct?
Yeah, it's close to that. It depends. It's about $14,000 a year.
It's about $14,000 a year. That's how much it costs private schools.
Right.
So $16,000 a year.
Yeah, so it's a matter of choice. And
I mean, we're looking at what, 16 times 4 years, if that's how much you take.
Right.
Because sometimes they'll get to their second year, finish with the general education, and say, oh, I want to change my major. It's going to cost their parents $8,000 more. The beauty of community colleges is that you have the flexibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I give myself an example. I'm 25 years old. I went to school part-time, sometimes when I couldn't afford it, and I worked full-time most of the time. When I got laid off last year, I decided to go back to school. The story, I've been here off and on since 2006. People say, well, you're on the 10-year plan. It's like, no, life happens. Life happens, and fortunately for me, I feel blessed to have come to Cerritos College, because it's given me the opportunity to, A, keep my education going, even if it is very slowly, and still give me the opportunity to find myself as far as what I want to do. I've gone through 5 different majors, and I finally found the one that's really for me, kinesiology. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for Cerritos College or any community college, I'm not the only person who experienced that.
Right.
But if I read a private school, that's a lot of years that you're looking
That's
for
an
myself.
expensive finding yourself.
Well, look, there's options for you and any other people. The Army's over here.
They're here all the time. They're here all the time.
Hey, listen, man.
Well, thank you so much
for coming
giving us
by.
the,
Maybe later on you can send somebody else, or we can talk to them about what they think.
Definitely.
And we'll be here for a little while, and then feel free to come by. We're gonna be going to a break. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Right.
And yeah, definitely.
All right, just into the Three Guys Rant. We're going on a break. We'll be right back.